Good afternoon and welcome back to Costa Mesa, California, site of our first ever MPSF Beach Volleyball Media Day. And we've got the USC Trojans in the house, head coach Dain Blanton, Kennedy Coakley, and Ashley Painter, the wonderful student athletes whom we seem to catch at every buffet bar. But we'll talk about that later as we get into the student athlete interviews. But let's start with you, Dain. First of all, what does it mean for you to be able to participate in the first ever Media Day for collegiate beach volleyball?
Well, I think it's awesome. You know, the sport continues to get more and more professional, and you guys have outdid yourself here. I was very impressed so far, and it's awesome to get the word out because collegiate volleyball at the NC2A level is just continuing to grow at such a rate. So the more media coverage we get and the more exposure, the better. And I think this is the first kind of power conference we've ever had with so many strong teams in this conference.
You know, the last year I'd mentioned a stat line or some analytics that were dropped in recent weeks about the growth of the game from in 2011 only 15 teams, and now we got well over 100. There were only 800 student athletes participating in D1. Now there's well over 1,800. You've had a large influence in the game, but what do you see as a coach, how the game is developing and growing, and how that's going to impact collegiate beach volleyball?
Well, I think the biggest thing after House versus NCAA and the court case eliminating scholarship limits is probably one of the most monumental things that we've seen in the sport. So now each institution can pick how many scholarships they're giving their athletes. We're no longer capped at that 6 number. And so I think that's giving way more opportunity for players in the junior high level and the high school level. They're thinking, hey, I have a lot of opportunity in beach volleyball. I'm going to exclusively go that route. And it's really, we're seeing the dividends. That's why there's so much growth.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the MPSF. Year 1 was last year. What's the coach's recap on the thoughts of how the MPSF ran and the competition? And then, of course, going into the first ever MPSF Beach Volleyball Championship or tournament.
I mean, I thought it was great all the way around. The tournament early up at Stanford, and then the conference. I thought the conference championship in Huntington Beach was amazing. The level of volleyball was extremely high, and I just think the MPSF does such a fantastic job. I played in the MPSF as an indoor men's player back when I was on Pepperdine's team in the 90s. So the MPSF has been around for a long time, and they always do such a professional job, and we're really appreciative of that.
Mm-hmm. Now, looking back at that 2025 season, it was your 5th 20-win season. Remarkable accomplishment for any program, but I'm curious as to your take, because I know that the standard at USC is at a elite level, and to some, like, that was a great season, but I think you guys are always wanting a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, what we did by winning 4 national championships in a row was really something special, so the standard is very high. We appreciate any accomplishment that we pull off. I never really look at the 20-win seasons, as you just mentioned, but that's quite an accomplishment. So there's nothing to be overlooked. Everything that we do is as professional as we can, and we want to win. I think most teams in this conference want to win, so the standard is high. We're not looking at number of wins. I don't care if we go 15-15. I want to be competing for a national championship at the end, regardless of what our record is.
Not to mention last year's national championship in Gulf Shores, because it's the first time, and since its inception, that USC or UCLA was not in that final match. But it's not to shake salt in the wound, but I mean, there's something happening in collegiate beach volleyball where the talent is spreading. But I wanted to get your thoughts on the development and how that has been occurring these last few, we'll say, 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things happening in beach volleyball, but I'll focus on the development. It's cool to see that there's so many great teams out there and so many great players. It used to be 5-7 years ago, there might be one, really great player coming out, but now there's 6 or 7 great players, and so they're spreading the wealth, they're going to different schools, and it's making every school extremely competitive. And it's really awesome to see. That is a testament to the growth of the sport, seeing all these programs start up and seeing these teams that in the past have never been to that situation, like LMU making it to the championship, TCU winning the championship. The competition continues to get stronger, and everybody continues to up their game, and we at SC, we think we lead that charge, and we try to set the standard extremely high.
Going into your 7th season now of head coaching, what have you been seeing in the athletes, particularly skill-wise, that has been one of the remarkable things to see developed in this last, we'll say, your 7 years?
I think the athletes are coming in even more prepared than they were, say, 7, 8 years ago. I mean, 2 years ago when Ashley Pater came in, she was ready to go right away, played in the national championship as a starter. Last year, Kennedy Coakley comes out. Everybody that I talk to says, oh my gosh, she's a freshman. The development, the level of skill coming into the college game is so high, and that's a testament to the junior programs, that there's so many great coaches out there doing great things, so we get the athlete way more prepared than now we do as we did in the past. And so it's cool. The stakes continue to get raised, the competition grows, and we love it. We love to compete. We love to be tested, and our goal at USC is to reach our potential. Every one of these players wants to reach their potential, whether that is being an awesome collegiate player, whether that's going on to play in the AVP, or it's going on to represent your country in the Olympics. Everyone's kind of got a different goal. We want to help the athlete reach that goal.
Excellent. Well, I wanted to get your take on some of your core athletes coming back here in 2026 and who you're excited about, that you can kind of give a little preview to our beach volleyball fans.
Why don't you ask me about the players? You want me to go down the list?
Just there were like maybe 2 or 3. Obviously, Ashley and Kennedy are on that list, so we don't have to mention them. But you got some new faces as well. So
I don't want to keep you here all day.
All right.
But I have really special athletes. I'd love to talk about these 2 right here who really set the standard for our team. As I mentioned, Ashley Pater as a freshman starting in the national championship, and now she's the captain, and she's just a born leader. She's a born competitor. She comes prepared and comes ready to practice every single day. And then Kennedy Coakley here is so unique because she brings so much fire and really sets the standard of, hey, we need to be at this level going into, whether it's a match or practice. The nice thing is they compete at the same level, whether it's practice or match. And that's a big key, not focusing, hey, we got to get to here and this is a real special event. We always say everything is important, nothing is special. So we're treating practices, regular conference season games, NCAA games, trying to approach it the same way and trying to keep our focus to bring home an 8th national championship.
Excellent. Well, let's transition over our student athletes, and Sarah will be asking them their questions as they are here on the media day.
So I just kind of wanted to build a little bit off of what Rob and Dain were talking about. Obviously, USC won 4 national championships in a row, but finishing 2nd in the MPSF tournament last year, losing to LMU in the quarters. A good season, but I think by USC standards, maybe not quite it. Was it considered a disappointment last year, or what were discussions like around those finishes?
Yeah, I think Ash can kind of talk on this first, since she obviously came in her freshman year.
Yeah, I think coming in freshman year and then four-peating and being with that team culture and that standard, it was just such a high feeling. Like, you just felt so excited and just happy after winning, and like all the hard work paid off, and that's the feeling you want every single year. So going sophomore year, I was blessed enough to play with Kennedy, so playing with my best friend made it a little bit easier, but it was just really, really disappointing. It really hurt Kennedy and I. We put in a lot of hard work, and so did our team, but just not enough. And I think KK and I learned a lot from that season that we took this fall, and we've grown this team together, and we have amazing athletes on our team and really good team culture, and we're really excited to compete with this team this year.
Yeah.
You wanna add anything?
Yeah, I mean, the state that our team is in now is a true testament to what Ashley's saying. I think we're in a really great spot. We took literally everything that we learned from last year and applied it, and I think that we're in a really good position, which I am beyond excited for. I'm really super excited to compete with these girls, especially after last season, coming into such a highly esteemed program, fantastic coaching, great staff, great players, and for us not to win, it definitely took something from me. So hoping to get that back and hopefully make sure that we ever don't feel like that again.
So kind of building on that, Kennedy, feel free to chime in, but Ashley, you were part of a national championship winning team. And then kind of building on this last question, do you think it's a matter of the other teams and programs improving a lot, or do you think it was a difference on your team side?
Yeah, I mean, we have all the tools needed. We have coaches that their resumes speak for themselves. We have an amazing staff, like Kennedy said. Like, we have everything needed. I think from freshman to sophomore year, the thing that I realized the most is how important team culture is, and just really having everyone's back on a team and just making sure, like, you first have to truly care about your team and be selfless. And I think just freshman year, seeing how selfless and how amazing everyone really was dialed in for each other, that's what did it. I think talent-wise, we had amazing talent last year too, so I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think this year we have amazing talent too, and I can truly say that Kennedy and I are playing with our best friends this year, so the team culture is there, and we're really excited.
Well, you guys lost a couple big pieces in Madison White. You lost the pair of Delaney Carl and Ella Larkin. Who do you see kind of filling those gaps left behind by those players? I know you're not the coach, but like, just tell me what you think.
Well, I think it's really cool that we have so many opportunities. Like, all 20 girls, we're all competing so hard every day at practice, and it makes it super fun. I feel like Kennedy and I are allowed to be ourselves at practice, and like Dain mentioned, Kennedy's very fiery, and she gets going, and that's just how she performs in matches. So it's really cool that she can do it in practices, and everyone is okay with that, and they love her for that, and everyone is getting better because of her fieriness, and it's really leading on, and I feel like everyone on the team is really finding their own identity, and it's really cool. So regardless what the lineup is, I trust every single girl on this team. Do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I totally agree with Ash. I think you could put anyone anywhere and they would fight tooth and nail to get the job done. And even though we may have lost some big pieces, big players, I think Ashley's really stepped up, especially as a captain. We've had so many girls just really take the reins and just drive that team culture aspect that you can tell we care a lot about. It's been great. I think big players like Quincy Stevens, getting her has been great. Carrie Keefe, transferred from Duke Indoor. Super excited about the addition of Sarah Wood. I think that's obviously going to be huge. If you know her, you know that she is such a great player, and kind of like me, she likes to bring the fire too. So that's something that I love to see in practice every day. But we've got a really great squad going, so make sure you guys keep up with us.
I like to bring the fire too, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm feeling a kindred spirit here, so that's wonderful.
Maybe more eligibility.
Let me just dig in. I'll go way back in the history books to see if it exists. But you two had a great year together last year. You were ABC Top Flight Award for Flight 2, second team All-Americans, MPSF All Tournament team. What on-court pieces have you been working to implement and add to improve even more this year?
On the court pieces, I mean, you can expect the same fire, of course. Definitely a little bit more. I had that freshman fire, probably a little more on the composed side this time.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I have the sophomore fire now, which is even elevated.
I have this sophomore fire, but it's more of a tame fire, so it'll burn you, so watch out. But it's a more mature fire, yes. I think that's the perfect way to put it. I mean, we're a really fun team to watch for many reasons. I think we're hustlers, we're grinders, we serve great, we can put the ball anywhere on the court. So you can expect a lot of that from us this season. And as far as our team goes, we've been working on all the skills. We got all these fancy new drills. Goose is coming up with so many fun systems in practice. So really excited to show everyone what our program is going to bring this season.
Yeah, I'm just adding on to that. Totally agree with everything Kennedy said, but going back to last season, it's really easy playing with your best friend. I feel like on the court we had so much just care for each other, and when one of us was off, we would take a timeout and we really would talk it through, and like those hard conversations, it makes it 20 times easier when you're just playing with your best friend. Like,
Does it though? Because
depends.
I was curious how you make this work, because
It's really interesting that you go there. Good. Well, it's like, okay, that sounded a little problematic.
you have a relationship, like a friendship, and I feel like on court is very business, and not everybody is capable of separating the two without there being some crossover. So I'm very curious how you guys make that work.
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a running joke on our team too, like how we speak to each other when we play, because it's very forward and direct, and we're not afraid to hurt each other's feelings, because like, I completely agree with what Sarah's saying. Like, it's when you step on the court, it's all business. There's no time for, oh, I'm worried about if maybe the way I delivered that was poor. It's like, okay, no, we're both trying to win. We both understand that. It's time to go to work. It's time to grind on that court. And I think we've been through so much. We're definitely refined by fire. I would say that is our team phrase. Like, we truly believe that. We truly believe that you should put yourself in those gnarly qualifiers in Brazil where you lose first round and you have food poisoning, and it's just like, it's tough. So we're definitely refined by everything that we've gone through, and I think that's what kind of helps us separate that.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I think I am gonna look into it if I have eligibility, because I like this. It's my style.
Yes, you fit right in.
You two won your first AVP this summer. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Palm Beach Open. Can you speak a little bit to that, and just how playing in those AVP tournaments really helps you prep for your college season?
Yeah, well, Palm Beach was especially a really fun one because it was Florida, that's home for us, but it was also extremely hot, and there was two different ways we could have looked at it, like, oh, I don't want to play, it's too hot outside, or it's like, oh, we actually live in Florida, we're used to this, we're going to take advantage and use it to our advantage here, and that's exactly what we did. We made sure that we hydrated properly and realized, like, these are our elements, like, we can really use it to our advantage here and ball out, and I think Kenny and I did a really good job of that. We really kept each other accountable and made sure that, yeah, it's hot out here, but I have your back and I know you have mine, so let's just go out there and grind. And then for the other AVPs, just learning experiences, like Manhattan was just such a surreal moment, and I don't think we'll ever forget about that, because that was something we dreamed about, was making it to a Sunday, and we didn't think it would be so soon, so it was really cool. And then just going back to doing it with my best friend, like, it truly does mean a lot. Like, there's no other person I want to do it with. And some other AVPs where you don't really get the outcome you want, just getting to travel across the country, and just building such a bond, and then learning from the tough losses or the best wins that we have. Like, we're always learning with each other, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with everything Ash said. I think we did have that Florida homeland advantage of, like, a little pride there. I was like, we're the Floridians, we kind of got to do well in this, but obviously went in with no expectations, and I think that's the way to go. It's just go in there and play your best and know that that's good enough, but also be hungry for more if it's not, you know, if you don't get the result that you want. And Manhattan is, I think that's both of our dream tournaments. Like, that's the tournament that you want to win. And I remember the very first time, it means a lot to me because the first time I came to California was to watch that tournament, and then Sarah and Mel actually ended up winning it. So I have a picture of me with their plaque on the pier. Yeah, so
Here, pull that
secret
You made my
super
day.
fan.
Oh my god, you just made my day. Love that. Well, okay guys, I have a couple more.
Yeah.
So USC has an incredible tradition of excellence, particularly in beach volleyball, going to the pro level, but especially the Olympic level. Most recently, Sarah Hughes, Kelly Chang, April Ross. What is it like? Is there a lot of visibility with the alumni in your program? And if so, what is it like to be able to have that accessibility and to be able to see right in front of you what is possible?
Yeah, I mean, it's super motivating, like knowing that everyone who played at USC is making it professionally, and then like Megan Kraft, like you said, Sarah Hughes, Kelly Chang, those people that are fighting for LA Olympics. It's so cool to know that they were in the same shoes as ours, and we can do that as well. And we just got our locker rooms redone, and we have all the previous alumni on the wall. So just walking in every day to our locker rooms and seeing how amazing those girls are and how much that they had to do to prove themselves and to get to where they are, like it's just really motivating. And I don't wear this SC on my chest without realizing how important it is that I'm here and I'm in these shoes. And they're all just role models, and that's my goal. I want to be role models to other girls as well. So yeah.
Yeah, well, when you go to SC, your life changes basically, and you can see that through how the alumni speak about this program even years after graduating. They're just so, like, Coach Dain has them come often, and the Norse twins and Madison Shields and my recent grad, Maya Gessner, like they've all come back, spoken with us recently, and it's obviously great to see their faces and just be like, wow, the Norse twins, so cool. But they speak so fondly about the program and how disciplined, and it really just builds you. There is a degree of excellence at USC that it really just turns you into this completely different person, and you can just see the gratitude in all of them and how much they appreciate that and recognize that, and that means a lot to me, so I'm really excited to be there one day.
Thanks, guys. I think we might have one last question, a couple of questions.
I'll let Crash go first.
Crash Collier behind the caution tape. So my question is for all three of you, but kind of a little different. So Ashley, Kennedy, you both were starters as freshmen. So how do you are able to mentor athletes coming in as freshmen at USC who are potentially going to be in starter positions and coach? How do you feel like comfortable on letting them have the opportunity to start, especially even though you've mentioned athletes are more well developed than they were like when you started, but how do you still are able to feel comfortable giving them that opportunity?
Sometimes I forget I am a junior, so it's cool to have the freshmen come in and they look up to Kennedy and I, and Dain likes to tell the story a lot, but I did go 0-2 the first couple games I played my freshman year, and and I learned from that. But it's a cool story to tell because even though that felt like the end of the world to me, I was able to bounce back and still finish my season with a really good record and winning the national championships with my team. So I think it's really cool just to let the freshmen know like, just go out there and ball. Like, you can't be worried. You have to know your worth, and I think that's something that the first two games I was just a little worried to have the SC on my jersey, but I think the freshmen can come to Kennedy and I and realize like that they're made for this. Like Dain and Goose and Emily, they recruited them for a reason, and they're here to play their game because that's why they're here on this team.
I fully trust that at this point in time the freshmen are ready to go. You can just totally see it, which is really exciting. It remotivates us, especially to see them so fresh and like full of it. They don't know what's coming, so they'll be ready. But yeah, I got to play a fall tournament with freshman Kyra Zangle, and what a great experience. But one of the first things that she said to me after our game was, wow, like, I'm in college ball. This is college ball now. And because it's so unlike anything you've ever seen. Like, everyone wants it more. Everyone's not letting that one ball drop that you thought for sure was down. So I'm really glad that, I really feel like they can trust us and come to us. And I'm glad that they feel comfortable too. And I hope that if they're watching this, they know that they can.
Taryn Rodriguez, host of Set Point on IE Sports Radio. This is a question for all three of you. Simple but fun. Who on the team is most likely to be the next beach volleyball coach in the near future?
I have my answer, but I would like Dain to.
Yeah, I would have Dain's answer.
I think you should start.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
I think it would be Ava Brizard. She is just amazing. Like, she is just a hard worker and a grinder, and I see so many just qualities in her that she would be such a good coach and a leader, and everyone on our team really looks up to her. She just comes in every day, puts her head down, and works, and I think that's really good coach qualities. And yeah, I love her. I love everyone on our team, so it is a hard decision, but Ava's amazing, so that would be my choice.
Yeah, I think that's a really great answer. We've actually had this question come up in team discussions too. I think I would have to say Ava, but also I think Kylie Truslow would be a good one because she has so much energy and she's great with kids. She has a lot of fun drills in her mind. Yeah. So I think she would be great for it.
After thinking of it for a while, we actually run clinics and we have sometimes 5 or 6 players that come and coach. So I would say Kennedy Coakley would be the next coach for sure. The players, the junior players, absolutely love you and will do anything that you say. So I'm going with Kennedy Coakley for sure. She just has an aura about her that is very attractive for those junior players, and she's very easy to communicate with. So I think that's very important to have those qualities as a coach.
Nice.
All right, with that, I believe that concludes our media day with the USC Trojans head coach Dain Blanton and student athletes Kennedy Coakley and Ashley Payer. Appreciate having you both, all three of you, on here today for our media day.
Thanks for having us.
Looking forward to seeing you all on the beach here in
Thank you.
2026.
Awesome.